Hey, Stoney here with another game of Mechabellum. This is game number 2 in the best of 3 of the lazy game. And this is between Erik the Red and Sparty. So quick recap on what's the lazy game? Well, in the lazy game, you cannot position your units. You can buy your units, you can sell your units, but wherever the unit land, that's where it's going to be. There are a few restrictions as with units as well, and also with cards. You cannot do Stormcallers, you cannot do Scorpions, and you cannot pick Javelin. We just found these cards to be a little bit too powerful, considering all your units are going to be in a blob right there in the middle. So in this game, Erik's going to be playing the blue, and Sparty is going to be in the red, and Erik going as a elite specialist against Sparty's giant specialist. Round 1, Sparty is being overrun by a whole lot of crawlers. Alright, will he defend? How will he defend? Let's find out. Smart Arclight seems to be the choice of defense. Subsidized Marksman is also very good. I'm surprised Erik didn't take that. Extended range Sledgehammer is not bad. Actually, it's not bad, especially if you're elite specialist. You can get a lot done with extended range. Sparty, giant spec, didn't put down any Arclight, but instead he put down a Vulcan. Just as effective, I guess. Especially against tanks. There's really no damage to bring down this Vulcan. Erik's tanks is going to have to work really hard, and that's not very possible, especially there's going to be marksmen on the board.
Sure, you got one of them, but there's still 3 left.
The Vulcan is going to do damage. Good call. Playing to your strength as a giant spec of getting that Vulcan. Very strong unit. Alright, unit cards. Nano Repair Kit is pretty good. Laser Sight, pretty good as well. I mean, when you're fighting as a blob, the further away you can shoot your enemies, the better. Alright, Sparty is going with another carry Vulcan. Last game he actually used extended range Vulcan and did pretty well. So let's see if this works again. On Erik's side, he continues to add sledgehammers. I'm not entirely sure that's the correct choice. I think he needs something that can take down this Vulcan very quickly. It doesn't need to be a melting point. I mean, it could just be a few marksmen. You can drop the laser sight on the marksman and it would do the job just fine. I don't know if adding more chaff, but I'm hoping that eventually he'll have to answer that Vulcan problem. But so far, it's looking very good for Sparty. Alright, more chaff walking up. Do these tanks have mech rage? Not yet. Okay. Is mech rage on the menu? I'm not sure. I think Erik could benefit from maybe some wasps, but then wasps will just run too far forward against the fans out there. He could try steel balls might be interesting. Steel balls with laser sight is really badass. Sabertooth is a great answer. Please don't sell the Sabertooth. You actually need the Sabertooth. Oh no, he sold the Sabertooth and he added even more tank. Okay, I wonder if there's going to be mech rage in there somewhere. And as well as a laser sight. Here's the mech rage. Are you going to put down the laser sight? He's got 350. You could actually bring back a saber tooth, but no, it's just gonna be more tanks. All right, let's see if this works out for you, Eric. Lots of tanks. Excellent chaff clear now with all these tanks firing essentially at the same thing. Level 2 Vulcan now, very scary. The Vulcan itself does not have, oh wow, it does have Scorching Flames and it has improved fire control system, so that is going to be a lot of dead tanks. I'm not too confident that this is going to get shut down. Maybe. He does have a lot of tanks. Okay, so the Vulcan is dead, but at what cost? Alright, next round we got cards. Another improved fire control system. I wonder if Sparty's going to go with another Vulcan, and indeed he does. He go for another Vulcan, and he's going to add the item on the Vulcan. He might sell the one at the front, yep. And he's going to keep the item on the Vulcan on the back. This one right here is level 3. It's doing a whopping 904 damage for 1/10 of a second. So a tank, level 2 tank with the health of just under 6,000 is going to get killed in about half of a second. So, yeah, I'm not too sure about this sledgehammer strategy. I feel much better if he has at least a few marksmen to shoot at the Vulcan. I mean, look at that Vulcan, level 3. It's not even losing that much health. Like, imagine if you have a melting point just on the side aiming at it. It's just getting too much value. And the problem with Vulcan is that they are so terrifying at higher levels. Like, they're just absolutely the worst at higher levels. Wow, surprisingly, Erik actually brought them down. Good job. Wow, I didn't think that would happen, but hey, it did. I think these level 3 sledgehammers in the back really put in the damage. All right. Interesting cards. Overlords might be interesting. Overlords adds that extra damage that's needed. The one at the front is probably not that good. If you get range on them, that's not bad. But you just gotta be wary that your opponent also can go Overlord, which means... And your opponent has marksmen, which are very good against whatever you have. Ooh, level 4 sledgehammer, doing a lot of damage. I don't think Erik can win this round. I think Sparty will have at least some overlords left over. But it is a deadly combination. Whew. Let's get another volley. There we go. Let's do an overlord trade. Yep. Ooh, let's go tanks. Right now the tanks actually outrange the overlord. But I think if you're positioning them correctly, you can actually do a lot of damage. But no, unfortunately no. Yeah, 2 overlords left and everything else died. Alright, tough one. Now let's see if we get some anti-air. And that's a very simple thing, right? Melting point or anti-air marksman. In this case, I'll probably go with anti-air marksman because there's always the possibility of him going mothership. And you can have more marksman than you can melting point. Range spec gets picked. If I were Erik, I would go for probably deployment spec. Okay, Melting point seems to be the answer. One of them is very forward. I don't know if I needed to sell that one. I think all he needed was just to get range, but because it's elite spec, it's ridiculously expensive. So he might be able to do this because the tanks actually survive for quite a bit. Oof. He might need more chaff though. His frontline chaff is just being demolished. Ooh, nice lock on by the melting point. Okay, yep, this is gonna work because the tanks are just way too good at cleaning out chaff, and once the chaff is cleared, the melting point shines. But damn, that Vulcan is gonna get so fat, it's going to kill tanks like as if they're crawlers. Alright, unit drops. We got Rhino. Is that just for the sell or is that actually stay? Nope, they both just selling the Rhino, just needed the money. Alright, Sparty, what can you do? I think Mothership is a good call. Right now there's 0 anti-air with the exception of this melting point. So Mothership is a great chaff. And you are down to the last round, right? Technically you can take the round. So getting Mothership this round I think is a good move. I hope Erik expects the Mothership. And one way to defend against that is just to get range fans. Whew. War Factory. And another melting point. I hope he doesn't keep this melting point because that melting point is not going to live very long. Oh, he's keeping it. Oh, that's a bad move. I mean, he doesn't know there's a War Factory right in front of it with launcher overload, but this is gonna be fun. Let's see if this works out for him. He's gonna get instant lock on, right? But I don't think he's not gonna bring it down. He's gonna get it down pretty low though, so that's good. Ah, there it goes. Okay, and now it's the same as last round. We're gonna clear in the chaff with tanks, and this melting point is gonna go to work. I'm surprised that Sparty didn't add shields on those fans, but I guess it wouldn't work that well because of the melting point. Okay, so the tanks are actually being destroyed fairly quickly. And once again, it's because of this fat Vulcan. Absolute chat of a unit. Okay, can this melting point take down 2? Oh my god, it did. I think the melting point needs to have suck on it so it can win the final giant battle. And it needs to be continuously upgraded. Yeah. Okay. So if I were Erik, I'd probably adding a whole bunch of melting point. Knowing that the melting point will probably drop somewhere in the back now that we just had the round at the front. This is a very close one. There's a few times I thought Sparty's had it, but Erik just won't give up. And right now all his tanks are super high level. This one is going to be level 6. Level 4, right? This is going to be level 3. Alright. Is Erik going to get Fan Shield? That is the question. He's got a lot of money left. He's got 1,250 left. Well, Sparty has spent his money. Okay, shield. Crawlers. Yeah, upgrade the tanks. get tower upgrades, maybe even get temporary range if you have the 100. I mean, this could very well be your last round. So I would just take the low and go temp range. And also, because he has so many boats, it wouldn't hurt just to get anti-missile devices. I have no idea who's gonna win. I think Erik might be a little bit favored because this is the same type of composition that won him the previous few rounds. As long as he can clear the chaff, right, he should be able to get the round. And there are the anti-missile devices. I missed that. And I was just talking about that, and they're actually super useful. I mean, they're not great at catching all the missiles from the boats, but they certainly help, even if it's just a little bit. Whew, close one. I think there's gonna be one more round. Alright. Heavy armor gets picked. Goes on to the Giga melting point. More melting point gets added. Unfortunately, it's being added to the front line, so that's not ideal. However, what's the range on these units? Ooh, they're very close. Yes, they're gonna get locked on by the boat, unfortunately. But you do have crawler production, and they are going to tank just a little bit until the rest of the chaff comes in. So double shielding, okay. Maybe even more missile devices. Aha, cheeky sentry missile to clear any chaff so that these melting points get a lock on right away. I like it. I wish they have sucked because now they would have survived. But that's okay. Oh, here's finally the mothership. Yeah, mothership is gonna be problematic because the melting point can no longer lock on to the boats effectively. Now we do have a lot of fans on the ground, so as long as they stay alive, I think they can help with the next round of mothership, provided that this big daddy Vulcan is dead, and they are. Wow, holy crap. I think Erik's gonna win this. Gets the tower, gets logged on to 2 of the 3 boats, gets on the other tower. GG. What a game. Wow. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.